Well, hey guys, welcome back, and we have not covered straight-up politics for quite a while now. Hasn't been a whole lot that I've found super interesting, but this situation that's unfolding right now within the Republican Party, between Elon Musk and Donald Trump, it's pretty dicey. It's kind of scary, to be honest. So, from Fox News, longtime Trump loyalist flips on GOP's Big Beautiful Bill. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene admits that she would have voted no on the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. Now, what they're talking about is this bill that's been proposed. It's been sent to be voted on. I believe it is passed in one branch, but not the other. But it's really interesting because apparently, I guess the House passed it and it's been sent on to the Senate. But Marjorie Taylor Greene, somebody who I don't personally love, I think she's just awful, to be honest. But, you know, whatever. You can have your own opinion about her. She says that had she known what was in it, she wouldn't have voted yes on it. Now, here's the problem I have. Why do they not have people that are actually reading through these things? We all know that these things are loaded full of pork, right? And that's just the way these things go. Why would you ever vote on something that you have not read for yourself, or at least had somebody that works for you read? So it says, Greene joins the growing list of President Donald Trump's staunchest allies who have come out in opposition to the bill that they voted for 2 weeks ago. Representative Scott Perry from Pennsylvania, another loyal MAGA member, says Elon Musk was right to call out House leadership this week. Says, I wish I had a nickel for every time the Freedom Caucus sounded the alarm and nobody listened, only to find out the hard way that we were right all along. We expect massive improvements from the Senate before it gets back to the House, referring to the bill that he voted for. I love it. You passed it, but now you're asking the Senate to fix what you voted for. These people just crack me up. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act passed by one vote in the House after weeks of overnight committee debates and last-minute huddles in the House Speaker Mike Johnson's office. Coined by Trump himself, he championed the legislation to fulfill his key campaign promises. So the thing about it is, the contention that this thing has, a lot of the problem is that they are worried about the amount of tax cuts versus raising the deficit by a certain percentage. So they're saying that it's estimated to cut taxes by $3.7 trillion, which I'm all for, but raises deficits by $2.4 trillion over a decade. That tells me right there, if you're cutting taxes, which I'm a big fan of, but the deficit continues to go up, you're not cutting enough programs, you're not cutting enough spending. All you're doing is cutting off the funding for it, and you're not getting rid of those programs that are spending the tax dollars to begin with, as I, as a layperson, would understand this. So again, Carolyn Levitt says, look, the president already knows where Elon Musk stood on this bill. It doesn't change the president's opinion. This is one big, beautiful bill, and he's sticking to it, Levitt says. So, of course, Elon Musk, somebody who has recently been working with the Trump administration hand in hand, left the Trump administration just a few days ago and has now exploded on the Big Beautiful Bill days after leaving the Trump admin, calling it a disgusting abomination. Elon Musk went on a tirade, and this is from the New York Post, Tuesday against President Trump's marquee One Big Beautiful Bill Act days after leaving the administration, ripping the legislation as an abomination and condemning lawmakers who supported it. Says, I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it. He then added in subsequent posts that the bill will massively increase the already gigantic budget deficit to $2.5 trillion and burden America with crushingly unsustainable debt. In the third post, he said that Congress is making America bankrupt. Again, I don't disagree with anything Elon Musk has to say there. And I'm not even the biggest Elon Musk fan. I mean, there are things I like and dislike about both Donald Trump and Elon Musk. But at the end of the day, what worries me is, again, unregulated spending. So this was Trump in response to some of the criticism coming out from Elon Musk about him. We'll give it a listen.
So we've done a great job. Elon knew that. Elon endorsed me very strongly. He actually went up in campaign for me. I think I would have won. Susie would say I would have won Pennsylvania easily anyway, even if the governor ran, the real governor, not the governor from Minnesota, he's a sick puppy, that guy. That poor guy, I feel sorry for him. But they made a bad choice with him. But if you pick Shapiro or anybody else, I spoke to him recently about his house being set on fire, which was terrible. But if they picked him, I would have won Pennsylvania. I won it by a lot. But I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars, and it really is unfair. We want to have cars of all types. Electric, we want to have electric, but we want to have a gasoline, combustion. We want to have different. We want to have hybrids. We want to have all. We want to be able to sell everything. And when that was cut, and Congress wanted to cut it, he became a little bit different, and I can understand that. But he knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody, and he never had a problem until right after he left. And if you saw the statements he made about me, which I'm sure you can get very easily, it's very fresh on tape. He said the most beautiful things about me, and he hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
Mr. President, did he? I just want to clarify. Did he raise any of these concerns with you privately before he raised them publicly? And this is the guy you put in charge of cutting spending. Should people not take him seriously about spending now? Are you saying this is all sour grapes?
No, he worked hard and he did a good job. And I'll be honest, I think he misses the place. I think he got out there and all of a sudden he wasn't in this beautiful Oval Office, and he's got nice offices too. But there's something about this one. I was telling the Chancellor, this is where it is. People come in here, even from Germany. They come in and they walk into the Oval Office, and it's just a special place. It's, you know, World War I, it started and it ended here, and World War II, and so many other things. Everything big comes right from this beautiful space. It's now much more beautiful than it was 6 months ago. A lot of good things are happening in this room. And I'll tell you, he's not the first. People leave my administration and they love us. And then at some point they miss it so badly. And some of them embrace it and some of them actually become hostile. I don't know what it is. It's sort of Trump derangement syndrome, I guess they call it. But
now, I'm going to stop right there because I want to leave off on those things that he just addressed. If you go to Elon Musk's profile, I don't think this is a situation of Trump derangement syndrome. If you look at the tweets that Elon Musk is retweeting, if you look at what he's sharing, you have one where he says, "Where is this guy today?" and he pinned it to his profile. This is from Jesse Pelton, says, "Man, this guy would win in a landslide," showcasing a lot of Donald Trump's tweets over the years, talking about, "We could use the balanced budget amendment. Politicians don't have the will to cut spending. I can't believe the Republicans are extending the debt ceiling. I'm a Republican and I'm embarrassed. We need a balanced budget amendment because Congress has no fiscal discipline. The Republicans should not give Barack Obama the authority to raise the debt another $1.2 trillion. Barack Obama is bankrupting this country. His budget adds another $4.4 trillion to the debt, putting us over $20 trillion total debt by 2016. So on and so on. You can see all these tweets, right? Another one here where he says, "Where is the man who wrote these words? Was he replaced by a body double?" And you can see right here, Elon Musk quote tweeting Donald Trump previously, saying, "I can't believe Republicans are extending the debt ceiling. No member of Congress should be eligible for re-election. I couldn't agree more." Talking about no member of Congress should be eligible for re-election if our country's budget's not balanced. Again, something I very much agree with too. Elon Musk saying kill the bill. The Senate's losing confidence in the reconciliation bill. 48 hours ago, there was a 75% chance it would pass. Now it's down to 50% and dropping. You can see right here, Thomas Massey says some politicians get into politics to enrich themselves. Maybe that's why they can't imagine someone who would judge a bill based on what's good for the country instead of what's good for their wallet. Elon quote tweeted and said exactly. Again, it just goes on and on and on. And you can see this one from Tesla owners Silicon Valley from 12 hours ago. Elon says we have a $2 trillion deficit. It keeps growing. Our interest payments are higher than our Defense Department budget. Elon also said, "Without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House and Republicans would be 51 to 49 in the Senate. Such ingratitude." So I think that there is a lot of there's a lot to take away from this. I don't necessarily think either one of them is wrong, but at this point, I would say that Elon is not doing anything to intentionally attack Trump or stab him in the back. He's looking at this as a businessman, looking at it as the guy who was brought in to cut spending and saying, wait a second, my job was to cut spending. We were supposed to be cutting spending. Now, instead of cutting spending, we're adding to our debt ceiling. And again, I do not know the specific ins and outs of how this will affect everything long term. People have done like Grok analysis, and it said basically that the idea is to long-term cut spending, but there's no way to know for sure if this will happen or not. So again, this is up to be debated by economists and politicians. All I know is at the end of the day, it's a bad look for the Trump administration, bad look for everybody involved. If we have, again, essentially his right-hand man, his number two guy, the guy that did help in some way to get him elected, now lashing out at him, basically saying, you're wrong. This is not the same guy you were 10 years ago. Now that you're in control, you're not serious about cutting spending, but I'm gonna leave it right there, guys. Let me know what you make of all this down in the comments down below, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Alright, and if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for being here. I do have 2 channels, Minimal Effort Podcast, as well as my gaming channel. I do have a Twitch and Kick for my gaming channel. We do live streams over there occasionally, maybe once a week. And then if you are in the market for a new PC, make sure to check out Meta PCs. Click the link I have down below. Use code TBO at checkout for a special discount. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.